everyone, and welcome to Elden Ring. Yes, we're going to be playing Elden Ring. I had a poll on my channel of one of 5 weapons and asking which one people wanted to see me do a run of Elden Ring on, and the Greatsword won. So we'll be doing the Greatsword. So that means we're going to start as a hero because I need the better strength. If you look, he starts with a strength of 16, and you need a minimum of 22 strength to wield the Greatsword, because when you two-hand a weapon, you get strength and a half. So right now, if I were to wield the weapon two-handed, I could wield any heavy weapon that required up to 24th strength. Just right out the box. But we're going to, of course, get this up to where I have 22 so I can wield the Greatsword. And eventually we'll get a lot higher. I wonder if anybody's going to get the joke about how I'm naming him. Maybe not. Okay, keepsake we're going to grab is the Stoneward Key, because you get 2 of these and it's pretty helpful. The other ones you have in here, the Crimson Amber Medallion just gives you health at the very beginning. Lands Between Rune just gives you a bunch of runes right at the very beginning, which if you're speed running is great. Like if you're doing a speed run of this, you 100% want to do that one. Golden Seed, you don't need to do that because there's a limit on how many flasks you can have, and you're going to hit that limit. You're going to hit that limit and have seeds left over. So there's no point in that. Fanged Imp Ashes you can buy. Crackpots you can buy a lot. Boiled Prawn helps with your defense. Shibiri's Woe is a talisman that makes enemies target you. And what does the Bewitching Branch do? That's the only one I can't remember what it does. Oh, there it is. But we're going to go after the Stoneward Key. Don't really care about my look. So the route of this I'm going to take is the route created by Fighting Cowboy, with one exception where I'm going to go get the Greatsword very early, and then I'll do a little bit of farming. We're going to skip the movie at the beginning. We're going to do a little bit of farming to make it so I can wield the weapon. And then I'm going to start doing a path that he did with a little bit of changes with other stuff I found. If you're following along behind this and you want to move past me, go check out Fighting Cowboy. His YouTube channel is great. He's got an incredibly in-depth walkthrough for this game that I am currently having fun and running on. It'll help you get the platinum or the or all the achievements, because I'm doing all achievements. Excuse me. So we're going to run over here. We're not even going to try to fight the Grafted Scion. We could try to fight him because there's no penalty in it, but there's no point either. If you beat him, you get a sword and a shield, but we'll get that later. So we're just going to jump over here to the side. Now, if you're going to do that, you have to make sure that the Grafted Scion health bar is on the screen. If it's not, and you do that jump, you actually are considered to have died, and you'll get reset. By doing it that way, you considered that the Grafted Scion is the one that beat you. And it's really cool is that this uses whatever details you use. So if you made your characters like skin purple, you'll be sitting there with all your purple skin out.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
What's really funny is that if you know where you came from, where you start the game, when we get it on the map, I'll show you where the Chapel of Anticipation is to here, and understand that you're underground. It is an incredible thing. Like, how did you wash up here? Now, there is a tutorial right down there. We're not going to do it just yet. We are going to do it. We're just not going to do it right now. We're actually going to go get our weapon, get everything we need to start being able to use it, and then we're going to come back here, jump down there, and beat the tutorial to practice with the greatsword. Now, if you're following along and you decide to you want to use a somber weapon, I am going to show you how to get a very early somber, a very early +4 weapon for free. Well, you have to pay for the crafting, but you don't have to buy any of the stones, which is helpful. So you're going to come up here. Now, you can talk to this guy right here.
Oh, yes. Come to the lands between for the... Of course you have. Unfortunately for you, without guidance...
Calls me maidenless. I have a maiden.
Of runes and
she lives in the land of reeds. She's very important. She's a priestess. Call me maidenless. You don't know me. Anyway, he basically... Vari tells you where... roughly where you got to go. But you actually don't have to talk to him right here. You don't have to talk to him until you've been to the round table hold. Come here, grab it. Yeah, I'm never going to use that stuff, but I grab it because I don't like shinies to be left behind. Now, whenever you see a skull like this, make sure you break it. You can break it by rolling on it. If you have Torrent will break it just by riding over it. Because that gave me a golden rune 1. Those things always give you golden runes. Avoid the tree sentinel. I mean, if you're really good, you can go fight him, but he'll take your lunch money. Now, we are going to be buying a lot from this merchant here in a little bit. Just not quite yet. We need that smithing stone, though. Now, the greatsword requires smithing stones, not somber smithing stones, which means you will hit a bit of a limit at times where you don't have any more smithing stones of the right type. And to give you an example, with somber weapons, we're not fighting anybody right now. We're just running through. With somber weapons, a +1 is equivalent of a regular weapon's +3. So, a +4 somber weapon is the equivalent of a +12 regular smithing stone weapon. That's why they're so overpowered. So you're going to rest here. And of course, you're offered a car.
I offer you an accord.
So get your Honda, and then
Have you heard of the thing they serve? But I can play the role turning root to aid you. You need to the foot of the... Then it's settled.
so you want to
Suddenly,
accept, of course, because you want to
I
get
bequeath
Torrent.
to it will summon Torrent. Treat him with respect.
Now we're gonna immediately get up. Now we're not gonna run around because it's night, but I want to show you something. If you look right over here, you have your pouch, and I like to put the spectral steed right there. So if you hold down Y, that pulls up your pouch, and then if you tap up on the D-pad, boom, instant horse. So now we're gonna quickly go back to the Church of Ella.
This way, tarnished. May I have a word?
To get Moon Waifu.
I am the witch Ren. I'd heard tell of a tarnished hurtling about atop, and upon looking in the talk, thou art possessed to call forth the
And tell her,
I was
yes, I can
entrusted
summon
by
the spectral
talents.
steed, just so you get the
'Tis a bell
Spirit
for
Calling Bell and the
calling
Lone
forth
Wolf
spirits.
Ashes.
Summon them, the spirits will appear. Now it is that. Forgive my
Now, if you talk again, she's like, hey, we're probably never going to meet again. And then she vanishes. Now we're going to go back to Gateside. Now, I like to set my summons to my pouch. You don't have to do that, but I find that works really easy. We're going to pass time till morning. Hop up. We're going to go get the map real fast. We're not fighting anything for a while outside of the tutorial area, which we'll be doing just to get some starting runes. Just avoid him. Now, you can get this shiny right here. I'm going to grab it. But if you miss it, don't worry about it. Just ride through. That's more important. Because a troll drops behind you. You want to keep going up. Grab a golden seed right here. And then from the golden seed, you want to take a right, come over here into this field. And you want to go right here for another smithing stone 1. That's enough to get your weapon up to plus 1. Because it takes 2 smithing stones for the first level. Every smithing stone to get up to where it maxes out requires 12 stones. So we're going to go right over here, jump off, touch the grace. You can rest at it if you want. We need this sword. Or this sword stone key. If it's purple, like if you saw the light, that light is purple. If it's a purple light, it means it's a rare item. If it's orange, it means it's a unique item. Or yeah, because every orange I've seen has been a unique item or a very high rune thing.
Everyone who came.
Now, you do not have to talk to her right now. The only thing you really get for talking to her right now is this, the sitting sideways.
Enticed me, but I don't have your courage. I want to be on nothing but a crave.
The sitting sideways emote.
Can you take this?
But you can get this little one even if she's left out of here. When you get up to a certain point, she's going to leave and go to the round table hold. And she'll eventually become your spirit tuner who strengthens your summons.
It was a pleasure to tell them I love.
Oh, once she starts saying it was a pleasure to meet you, that's all she has to say. But she'll become your spirit tuner and she'll strengthen your summons. Where is it? I think it's right over here. Now we're going to ride up here, but we're going to go up this hill first. Because there's a troll up here, but we're going to avoid the troll because we're grabbing an item. Now, some people don't like these items. We're grabbing the Strength Physic tier. This will increase your strength by 10 for 3 minutes. And some people don't like using those because they don't like having a time limit on how long they can use certain things. I don't mind using it, especially if I'm using a strength-focused weapon, because it can give me a boost for a little while. Keep riding through. Grab the fire arrows. We're going right over here to the War Master Shack. Jump. That's at the War Master Shack. I would suggest like full on sitting down so that it de-aggroes you. As long as you're not actively being attacked, you can sit at a grace and de-aggro yourself. The War Master, we're just going to talk to him. Now, if you're really good at the game, you can kill him right now. You get his armor. You get a good weapon out of him. But I'm not going to do that. You just say my strength holds true. Finish his conversation. He sells Ashes of War, and eventually we will buy all of these, but we're not going to this very second. Now you want to grab this root resin. It's used for making the greases you put on weapons. But we're going to ride right over here. We need to get this guy's attention. Hey, idiot. And then we're going to ride right over here. Get on the other side of this statue. Really, dumbass? You're not going to... Are you going to come over and take care of this for me? Thank you. Yes. Roar. You need him to hit that. Right like that. Now we're going to ride around him. Oh, come on. Pick up the item. Ah. Somebody put a message on top of it. I hate when they do that. Yeah, because it gives us a Smithing Stone 1 and a Smithing Stone 2. Right over here. Grab the beast liver. Keep running. Use a flask if you need to. Now where we're going next, you do not want to fight. You just want to run down into this camp. Avoid everything. We're just grabbing this Exalted Flesh and then we're getting the hell out of here. You know, we're just doing a run through. And now we're going to go up this way to meet one of my favorite characters in this game.
Can you hear me? Help me.
Talk to him. Alexander the Warrior Jar. Say we're going to help him.
Don't dally. Give it your all.
2 fully charged attacks will do it, depending on your strength. If you're weaker, it might take a few more hits.
Well,
Talk to him until he starts repeating himself. Now, if you just want the Warrior Jar Shard, which increases all the strength of your Ash of Wars by 10%, kill him right now. But if you want the Alexander Jar Shard, which is not only a unique talisman, but it raises all your FP stuff by 15%, or all your Ash of War by 15%, you gotta wait. And we'll run into him a lot of times. So once he says he's heading to Redmane Castle, that's where he starts repeating himself. Right on down. Right over here. Jump. We're not going to rest at that grace because we don't need to. Keep riding forward. Avoid the Mad Pumpkin Head. We don't want to fight him right now. Grabbed another. Ooh, 2 Smithing Stones. That's good. Now you're going to ride down here Don't worry about zombies will raise out of the things, but it doesn't matter. We want to talk to this guy real fast.
I'm known as heed my warning. The village here, and worse yet, if you value.
D's basically telling you there's a guy over there who courts death. And he's talking about the Tibia Mariner. D storyline ties into Fia. You'll eventually get his armor and his weapon. His armor's not bad. I think it looks really goofy though. But, you know, some people might like it. So we're going to grab this Lost Grace. That Grace is important because we'll be running back to that Grace multiple times. Now, we're not going to fight the Tibia Mariner. Once again, this is a fight you could technically win right now. He is very, very easy. But we're not going to do it. We are going right now for our weapon. We're going to go get the Greatsword. I want to do this when I have no runes. That way if I die, I'm not losing anything. And there's a good chance I'll die. So. Now, there's a church right over here. You can see it. You can see the Belfry Tower. Do not approach this church from the front. You want to approach it from the side. If you approach it from the front, you're going to trigger a invasion. And the character that invades, if you're not very good at this game, like me, will beat your ass like you owe them lunch money right now. But we're going to grab these 2 recipe books. Thank you. And thank you. We'll go over what they make you what they let you make in a little bit. I'm going to be going after every recipe book. Whether you buy it or not. Right over here. Grab this. Get a drawstring lightning grease. Jump the firewall. And now we're going to just grab this Grace so we have one that's somewhat close. But if we die, we're going to rest at the Stake America. Got a little zombie horde up here. Really, they're very slow. Their only big thing they do is they'll grab you and hold you down and bite you. So you can get around them. You just got to be kind of smart about it. So we're going to, right over here, jump, open this. Come on, grab it. Get up. I hate when they do that. They'll purposely, people, because they think it's funny, will put messages right on top of stuff that you have to get in panic situations. So if you're knocked out of the way, when you try to hit Y, you read the message instead of grabbing the item. So once again, we're going to rest at the Stake America, like I said. And that's 1 death. I will denote it in a second. So ride through. Don't worry about that beetle. We will get him later. Gotta open it again. Or did I pick it up and I don't even realize it? I guess I picked it up and I didn't realize it. Because of everything that was going on. Keep riding. We are not trying to get in any kind of fights over here. We're going to ride until we are out of combat, and then we're going to fast travel to a certain Grace, because that's going to start our next area. Come on. I'm still in combat. If you go that way, you get to the Erd Tree. And once again, if you're really good, you can go beat the Erd Tree up right now. If push comes to shove, you can come over here and rest at the Grace, but at this case, I might as well just run over. There it goes. Damn. Kept saying I was in combat, and I'm like, with who? So we're going over here. We need the Somerset Village outskirts. So, yeah, there we go. So to wield this, we need a dex of 12 and a strength of 31 to one-hand it. So our dexterity is 9, our strength is 16. Now you cannot BS strength requirements like you can a lot of other things. Or dex, like you can BS strength requirements, you can't BS dex requirements. So we're going to run over here, and we're looking for... Ah, there they are. Now, you can do this without your horse. You can use your horse. You can 100% use Torrent to do this. But you don't have to. So you're just going to jump. Jump. And there's a graveyard right over here we're going to pillage. No enemies in this area, but a bunch of graves and a very important cookbook is right over here. Now, these runes, I'm not going to use them right away. Now, if you choose to, that's on you. But I like to save runes for when I'm close to a level. And I will fully admit what I'm saying comes directly from fighting Cowboy, but it makes sense. I'll save a rune until like I'm close to a level or I gotta buy something I don't have enough for, and then I'll pop them. Now, this cookbook is important because that's the cookbook that gives you sleep pots. So hold on, I did die once, so we're at death's 1. Now we're gonna go get a good starting talisman, and then we're gonna go down to do what we have to do to get to our farming location. Run over here until you see... Ah, there they are right there. Now, even if you didn't take the Storm Sword keys at the very beginning, you got one at the Storm Shack. Also, remember to hit Y after you use the key, because when that message pops up that says the Storm Sword, the key vanished, it will prevent you from locking on or doing a lot of other stuff because it's on the screen. And people have, I have died, not just people, me, I have died from not knowing to hit the triangle button when I was first playing this game. So this gives us the green turtle talisman, which raises our stamina recovery speed. Very good, especially because we're going to be using a colossal weapon. Those will eat through your stamina very quickly. You can kill all those turtles for the turtlenecks, but you don't have to. But I would remember where it is, because later on you can come back and get them if you find a turtle recipe you really like. This glowy orb is just a health one, but you want to come right over to kind of where he is. You want to fall on these rocks, because that's a safe way to get down. Once again, we're going to pillage this. Like, why you gotta be difficult, man? Somebody else having the same idea. Now we're gonna go right over here. Jump. Now, this is a spirit spring. Whenever you see a spirit spring, if you fall into it, where you see that little energy around my feet, that means that I will safely land, regardless of how high it is. Kill that shiny to get the sacred blade. Ash of War. Really good for when you want to do holy damage. It applies holy to your weapon. Also allows you to fire out a beam of light. Run over here. We're going to grab this. See how it's orange? It's tinted orange. That's because this is unique. This is the Physic Flask. A flask you can use that will let you use random things. We have a sacred tier. We're going to hop out here. Grab this. But we're going to hop out this. You can do either window. I like to do that one because I like to go straight into the water. Walk around here to the back. There it is. And then you want to teleport. This puts you in Northern Caelid. This is like very high-end area. Now, I know for a fact there are people who are very good at this game, who run around in this area wearing nothing but a smile, wielding a dull spork, and can kill everything in here. I am not one of those people. There is a... you can go talk to him, and he will basically just give you a mission, tell you to bring him death roots. We don't need to talk to him beforehand. We can do it later. Once again, only mess with this guy if you are just like super good at the game, because he will end you right now. Keep riding through, keep riding through. We want to grab that golden seed. Now, don't fight any of these little guys. These little the vicious militia characters are very strong right now, and if you keep riding straight, there's a dragon. Now, I know a lot of people fight that dragon for free. I'm not that good. We're gonna rest at this grace just so we can get to the round table hold. Hold.
Whereas there is, but I can take gathering plate. Very well. Let my hand.
Now, as far as I know, she does this as soon as you get a certain amount of distance from the start area. So now we're in the round table hold. We're going to run around and talk to people real fast. This guy, he sells you very early incantations. Tell him that you can still see the light. And if you're an incant guy, he's got some really cheap spells. Rejection actually is really fun. This is how people like to cheese the Dragon Tree Sentinel. Is he's very cheesable. And you don't need that much faith to wield it. You know, you only need 12 faith. And then Catch Flame is very good. If you're playing the Prophet, you start off with it. And then Flame Sling is just throwing fireballs around. Here's D, who we talked to already.
Those who live in all the more. Those all the more.
Later on, he will sell you some really kind of mass spells. But if you're like, I want every incantation or every spell, this person.
Hello. I'm, well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one.
Dialos.
Take your eyes off her for but a moment, and she's good as gone. If you find her.
Dialos is going to be important later. He also has a very cool whip that you can get. If you look over to the left side, you'll see that golden circle. That means we can't fight in here. If you attempt to swing your weapon, it just won't work. So you don't have to worry about accidentally hitting anybody, but this is our blacksmith who will raise the power of our weapons. Go down here. Now, there's a door right over here. If you want an early crossbow, go ahead and use one of your stone swords right here. It's not horrible, but it's also not good. Later on, there'll be a main character down here for a little bit. When Rodrika gets here, that's the girl that you talked to in the shack. She'll set up right here as a spirit tuner. But she's not here yet. This mirror can be used to change anything about yourself, even your sex. Like if you want it to be a girl and you didn't know how, you can go right over there. This is Fia. We're going to talk to her real quick.
Champion called by grace. I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
Now, you want to tell her yes.
My thanks, great champion.
Later on, you'll be doing this a lot to get different things. But when you do this, she gives you a small health debuff.
Very warm.
And gives you this.
What you
So you're
felt
going to hit
like
OK.
inside you was a Baldakin's blessing. Though it is but a fleeting thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
Now, later on, you'll be doing this to advance storylines. You will keep this debuff until you die. If you look right below my stamina bar, that red, that's a debuff. So if you go here, yeah, you can hide your helm if you want. Go into your inventory. This is the blessing. It temporarily boosts your poise. You can go ahead and pop it right now. And if you look, my poise is sitting at 32. Basically gives you, it makes it harder to knock you out of attacks. Rodrika, when she gets here, will stand right here while you're talking to her until you help her. And of course, we'll be doing that. You want to talk to this guy?
I can't remember very well.
This is Gideon. And you want to talk to him until he says there's nothing more to say.
There's nothing left.
Yeah. That opens a little after you get your first great rune. Go over here real quick. Oh, talk to this guy. You get the what do you want thing. And this is where Gideon rests. After he says nothing left to say, the next time you come in here, he'll be in his chamber. And then this is the Twin Maiden husks. You can give them bell bearings you get from various points, and they'll sell the items. Later on, I would suggest, if you're a caster, to come here and get this memory stone. Stone sword keys, definitely good. You don't have to buy rune arcs just yet. I like saving these for, like, if you're in a bad situation. And then these are all starting weapons. I mean, because there's enemies later, like in the deep root woods, that every time you beat them, you get a rune arc. So now we're going to leave out of here. We're going to go back to the third church. Or no, excuse me. We're going to go back up here to the Great Bridge. Now we're going to come up and go around this little cliff. Now, if you want, you can go up that way, higher up, and there's a star shard, which gradually regenerates your FP, but it's not really necessary. You're going to get a lot of those. Oh, watch out for the poisons. If you get poisoned, it's really annoying. So kind of become a jackflower or jackrabbit and bounce around. Jackflower, my bad. Run across the bridge. Now, some people at night will come here and beat the night rider that is on here. It's a boss that specifically only shows up at night. There is supposedly a way to cheese it. I'm not successful with it. So you're gonna come over here, grab the grace. Now this is a magic tower, and normally this thing right here would have how to open that seal. But as you can see, it's broken. So we're just going to go over here. The other really funny thing about this is that if you find ways into these magical sealed areas that are like this, where you didn't use the main door, it works there too. So we're going to run right up, take the elevator. Right over here, open this, and you're going to get a memory stone. This allows you to use one more spell. So if you're playing a caster build, 100% worth it. And that's any kind of caster, be it incants or sorcery. Now, if you go down that way, you'll find a ball that looks like it's made up of a lot of different faces. And we don't want to kill him. And the reason we don't want to kill him is because he is what enables our... Ooh, we're going to grab one of those. He's what provides our farming, which is what we're about to do. Now, if you have a golden pickled foulfoot, and there is one fairly early on in the game. I could go get it, but I don't feel like it. Do not do the teleport part of this. Do everything else I'm doing, but don't do the teleport. You're going to ride down here. When you see that light, turn around and drop and let it fall. You do not have to watch it once it falls. And then you're going to warp back to Lena's Rise to reset everything. Now, if you have if you're using a golden foulfoot and you do that, you will instantly, you can grab some glintstone fireflies out of the rocks. But if you do that, you instantly lose your thing. So what you do with you have that is you're going to ride back up to here and then rest, because resting is not what resets it. It's the fast travel. And now rinse and repeat until you have enough to use whatever weapon you're trying to use. This is not the greatest this is not the greatest farm area, but it is one of the easiest to get to and also least dangerous. Because as long as you don't get hit by the ball, you're fine. And I know there's another one that's kind of like the mid-range one that's actually really easy because all you need is a bow to do it. But the problem with that is getting to it. Now, in all seriousness, I could not do this and still run around and just use my axe until I hit a natural progression to use the sword I want to use. Only reason I'm not doing that is because this whole thing was billed as a run to only use the great axe or the great sword. Yeah, if you see it hit anything like the deer, be sure to go over and get the bones if they dropped any, because those are really good crafting materials. Very common ones for bows and darts. Alright, so let's see if we have enough right now. So we're going to select level up. You're going to come down here and we're going to get our dex up to 12. And then pour everything else to 22. And then we're going to raise our... So I got to, about 7,000. Probably could have gotten to 10. But this is fine. We want to get our vigor up to at least 20, if not 40 as quick as possible. But 20 is good for early game. So now we're going to go put on our equipment. And if you see, it says, unable to use this item effectively with present attributes unless wield it with both hands. And we are on heavy load. So we are going to... Yeah, now we're back down to medium. Okay. Alright, so I can keep on the chest and the boots, but everything else has to go. But that's fine. So the way you two-hand wield in this game is you're going to hold Y, like you're opening your pouch, and then tap the R1 or the right bumper, depending on which game you're playing. I don't know what it is for the console, or for the PC, I mean. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to warp back, but we're going to warp back down here to the Stranded Courtyard. Because we're now going to go do the tutorial. I don't need the tutorial, but it's free runes. And you just want to fall right here. Fall right here. Run over here and grab the grace. And yeah, we are, this is so ridiculously overpowered. It's just going to take out everybody. But the other reason we're doing this is because we're going to go level this thing up in the round table hold. Now you want to run because there's an archer above you. Yeah. This guy has a shield. You can run around him, jump, but we're using a colossal weapon, which is going to knock his shield, like, away completely. Jump. Now, if you didn't care about what weapon you use, you could have done this earlier. In fact, I would suggest you do it earlier. Literally, just slowly walk to the right, and he will miss. I hit him so hard, he put away his crossbow in a single hit. Absolutely zero of these guys is a threat. Now, the problem with this weapon is speed. It is not a fast weapon by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to go see if we can... No. Yeah, the crouch, which is left stick in, or L3, is a straight thrust, and a lot of people use that for setup. So here we go. Now the funny thing is that he's literally just a regular enemy with a boss's health bar. But as you can see, this thing instantly... So we're going to walk over here, because we're going to grab this thing right here, which is strength. So you can, like, kind of do the JoJo nice. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to grab the Church of Ella. Because we need to talk to Santa Claus.
You're tarnished, and I can also that you're not. Then why not? I am Kale.
Now, the reason is because we need to purchase a few things from Kale. Number one, the crafting kit. That's 100% we need to purchase the crafting kit. Next, we are going to come back and get this when we have a little more runes. This one right here, which lets you make the holy water pots, is so important because it makes fighting undead enemies such as grave shades, tibia mariners, which both of those are fairly easy, so you won't really use them for there. But death birds and deathrite birds get demolished by holy water. And then this one gives you the glodestones and some cured meats. And this one gives you the bone arrows. Both of these are important. So we will be coming back for both of those later. Also, crackpots. He sells 3 of them. Probably grab some of those later. Don't bother with these. Alright? Because I've already gotten you the Flask of Wondrous Physic and stuff like that. You're going to find all the stuff that is on those. So now, leave out of here. We're going back to the third church. We are going to go level up our weapon, but we're going to do it here in a little bit. If you go look at our inventory, we're one off from being able to go straight to +3. And you're going to get it very soon. So where we're going to go is kind of in this area. Yeah. Now that you have our weapon, if you're like, man, I just want to go kick some, I want to go beat people up and stuff like that, you absolutely can. You do not have to wait for me. But I'm doing a lot of setup. I'm also going to show setup points for other people who want to use other things.
Who might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height, servant to the True Order, and well, that's no.
So we're going to talk to this guy. Basically, we're going to agree to do his thing.
What are you, my fault? Oh, I fret not.
And this way we can get Bloody Slash, which is a really good Ash of War, which I hope we can put on.
And to think, what are you, my fault, like?
And then you just want to talk to him until he says, what are you waiting for? My fort lays to the south. Now, we're going over here to get the map, but we're going to do a quick little detour right over here to get another grace. Yeah, there's a grace right up here that we're going to get. Now, there are big bears in this area, and we want to avoid them as much as possible. And we want to avoid them because basically one hit right now will take us out. We're going to ride by that one in a second, but we're going to go over here. We're going to grab the map. Turn, run right over here. Grab this cookbook and keep going. Just ignore his ass. You're going to start hearing howling. There it goes. That's important. So now, there is a rune bear right in this area. We do not want to wake it up. It's right there. If you do wake it up, if you do wake up the rune bear, run away from these ruins. The ruins. The reason is because if that bear knocks down the guy who's up there, it is considered that you attacked him and he will attack you. Stand up real quick. Grab this. Let's get another smithing stone 2. Now we'll be able to get it to +4. Okay. Grab any of these you can grab. But like I said, be very careful. Ah, shit. Got too close. Run! Alright, buddy. You want to fight? Let's fight. stay right about waist level with him to do this fight. Take a drink. Roll forward. You want to roll into him when he does that dive. When he goes up on both paws, roll into him. And there we go. He started it, but I damn sure ended it. Yes. Oh, God. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear that he's still howling. Because if he's not, that means that he takes that what you did was combat related, and then you got to make a run to the Church of Vows. And you don't have any Celestial Dew, so it's going to be a while before you can do his mission, and you miss out on one of the best quality weapons in the game. Yeah, so he's still all the way up on that the tallest tower. You are okay. So as you can see, yeah, room bears are kind of hard, but they're not impossible. So now what you want to do is you're going to come up this way. We are riding towards this. There's some stuff over here for our physic. We're also going to get a very early... we're going to unlock something a little bit early. Just a path that we'll need later. Just so it saves us time later. But you're also going to look for... There's a beetle around here. And we want him. There he is. And there we go. Now, all these beetles over here, they'll just give you... if you walk through your line like this, it goes away. But all these guys will give you is just your red flasks back. But we want to grab as many of these sunflowers as we can. We'll go build up our physic here in a little bit. But you want to grab as many of these as you can because they're needed for holy water pots. You can get on Torrent and do this. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But where we're going right now is this. Walk right over here. Go in here. The Sofa River Well. And then we're going to take this ride all the way down. This is a very long elevator. And we're not doing anything in this area. We're just literally stepping off of this, grabbing a grace, and getting right back on the elevator and going back up. This place is beautiful, though. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this area. Yeah, if you take this one, you get a lot of really good items. It's just we're not ready. We will die if we go over there. Now, you do not have to take that back up. If you want to do it the faster way, you grab the Lost Grace, and then what you'll do is hit the back button to go back into your map, and then you'll just click the right stick to go up. And then you can teleport yourself to here and then just run down this way, because we're going here. But I have a stop that I like to make in between that. So I'm going this way. When we get to here and we get the Grace that's right over here, I'm going to take my first break. Because I want to try to keep these around an hour. And even, like I said, if you're, like, dead set on it, I'm only using this, whatever weapon you find that you really love, like I'm going to do with this one, still take the paths that I'm running everything on, because you're going to also get a lot of golden seeds, a lot of sacred tears, a lot of stuff for your physic flask, and all kinds of really neat stuff. So once we get out here, back in the Limgrave, we're going to hop on our horse, and we're going to go this way. Once again, grab as many of these as you can. We should be good. But, like, there's an area later where we have to get, where we can get herbs. Yeah, you see that fire right down there? That's where we're going. But it's not safe to go this way. So we're going to go up and then down. Once you play this game for a little while, you kind of know what's a safe jump and what's not.
Ah, welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way. Right this way.
Make sure you grab the butterflies.
Please, I'm hungry.
This gives you the Beastler pots. They're not great, but like I said, I still want to get them all. Exalted Flesh is the one you really want, because that gives you a 20% boost to damage. So remember where he is, but we're going to go ahead and grab one thing from him. We're going to grab this one. Yeah, if we go into item crafting, we have the silver pickle foul feet, which raises how much you find stuff. And later on, I'll show you where to get the recipe for the gold one. Fire pots, poison pots, fettered pots, sleep pots. You know, all kinds of neat pots. Rowan raisins, which this is one of the default ones. And that heals your horse. That heals Torrent. If you're going to do a lot of co-op, you got to make these. And then rainbow stones, which can be used not only to mark your passage if you have like an invisible wall or something. It can also be used to see how safe a drop is. Because if you hear it shatter, it's not safe. Now we're going to run up here. We're not fighting anything, but be careful because guys up here will try to fight you. We're just going to ride on through. Grab the blood rose if you want. That's useful for other stuff. Ride through. Grab that. Run down here, and you're going to fall, turn, right over here, hop off, touch the grace, and then take a break. All right, so that's the first episode. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break for bathroom and everything else, and then I'll be right back and we'll do some more. So, see you all in a little bit.